Hey everybody. So Magda is getting ready to hop on as soon as I add her in. So I am so glad that you're with us. I'm going to share today what it is that God spoke to me yesterday. There is Magda. Let her in. So here she comes. She is about to be on the screen with me. There she is. Yay. Come on, Magda. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, hello. So say hello to everyone.
Yes, I hear you.
Awesome. Well, I know that we sometimes seem to have a little bit of a delay, so we're hopeful that all of this is going to work out. Okay, Magda,
It's a
can you
bit
hear?
frozen, the image. There are some glitches.
Okay, yes. So are we having some delay? Are you not hearing me, Magda? Mm.
I didn't hear. There are some glitches.
Okay, well, we're going to cut it off then because we're not going to go through this like we did last time. So we're going to have to keep working on this. Ah, okay. So it's just you and me, guys. Okay. So for those of you that are on here that speak English, and so that you can understand, there was a live that I did this morning over on Facebook. And I shared there about this very fresh word that God gave me yesterday. I was sitting in a service at Christian Fellowship South in Warsaw, Poland. And it was not me preaching, but I was sitting in the congregation and I had shared something in the service, but I had sat back down. I was sitting next to my translator, my interpreter. And I had just met him and he was doing a fantastic job, but we were sitting on the second row. So how many of you know you're trying not to draw too much attention to yourself while you are there, leaned in, and he's attempting to speak to me, I'm attempting to listen, and you don't want to distract others around you. So as the service went on, I was leaning more and more and more into my interpreter's chest, if you will. I mean, I just kept, because he was very tall. And so for me to hear him, I was having to lean in very, very closely. So, so anyway, when that's happening, all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit says to me, Nancy, I am going to be your interpreter in this new era. And I was riveted to what he was telling me because it made total sense to me in that moment because I was actually doing that. And for me to be able to understand anything that was going on in that service, for me to understand what was specifically being said, I was fully dependent upon my interpreter, my translator. So I needed to be leaned in. And Holy Spirit said to me, you're going to have to lean into me more and more and more if you're going to be able to know what is actually happening. You see, I can't just have just any interpreter. I can't have just any translator. I can't have someone who might have bias. I can't have someone who might not know the language very well. And so I need the one who knows all, sees all, can interpret everything that the Father is saying and doing, can give me discernment about what is going on, maybe right in front of me. And so this word that I wanted to share with you today, and I'm so very sorry that our connection again has had some glitches, but just stay with us. We're going to persevere in this But you can go over onto Facebook and see the longer version of this. But it's so very key that you not let anything else be the interpreter for you in this new era. It's even more than a new season. This is a new era. We're stepping in because God himself is on the move. It's not just a move of God, like it's just his finger moving, or no, God himself is moving, and we must stay with him. He must be the interpreter for us. He must be the one who translates things for us, causes us to understand, causes us to discern. He must be the source of everything in this time. And for that to happen, the leaning in. So how many of you know that even though I had just met this young man, I literally was in such close proximity with him for me to be able to hear what was coming from his mouth to my ear. And this is going to be so very, very important in this time. This was such a fresh word. It is such a fresh word for me. So I'm having to, the familiar is going to have to step aside so that the fresh interpretation, the fresh translation, if you will, from Holy Spirit, that I become more and more dependent on him. So I wanted to encourage you with this today, that you would maybe think on this and meditate on this and see if this might be what he's saying to you, is lean into him more and more, depend upon him to interpret everything for you. Don't draw from the past. Don't overlay onto the new and the fresh something that has tried to always tell you what things really are. And don't even rely fully upon even that which the Lord has done in the past, because it is new and it is fresh what he is doing. So our oneness with him, our leaning into him, our dependency upon him is of paramount importance right now. For how will I know what to think and what to say? How will I know when to stand still? And how will I know when to move on? How will I know when to sit, stand, run? How will I know when to engage with someone? And how will I know when to know that is not somebody that I need to be in partnership with? How will I know any of these things? So we want to be those that are heeding what he's saying to us. And I'm just sharing with you what he said to me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake that I've made in the past, which was just quickly get that word to the people and forget, no, he said that to me, for me. So though I'm sharing it today, I am really letting that sink deep down into me, that I need, for my everyday life, I need to be fully engaged with him, fully dependent on him, keeping my ear close to him so that I can incline my ear to his voice more and more. So I hope that you will also take hold of this, because this is what brings a settledness to our insides. This is what causes us to be able to walk in a confidence in him. But listen to me carefully. As he is building confidence in you towards him, he is also going to build confidence in you in the new heart that he has given you. And the new heart and the new spirit that God has put within you, you need to have a confidence from him concerning who you are, concerning your motives, concerning you, so that the enemy is not able to guilt or threaten you. Because listen, the life of Christ within us cannot be threatened, cannot be manipulated. And so we've got to learn this confidence in him. And as we lean into him, as we trust in him to walk us through, you're not going to be moved by things that have moved you previously. You might not even be excited about things that you've been excited about before. It is time now to walk in the steadfast urgency of the Lord and a steadfast loyalty to him that can only come from the life of Jesus that is in us. So, my friends, thank you for hanging in there with me today. Thank you for listening and leaning into him like never before. He is our interpreter. He is our translator for this time. We're going places with him we've never been before, and you're never going to regret never are you going to regret giving all to him and living unto him. Okay? All right. So thanks again for your patience today, and we are going to keep endeavoring to make this happen. I love you all. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.